All right, our quarterback tapping in. My guy Matt Ryan here on everything that happened on Sunday. And Matt, based on what you saw there, Mike Tomlin has his team buzzing. We've seen it in the past. But your thoughts of this crew going 3-0 with Justin Fields as QB1?
I mean, the defense has played awesome. Lights out in the first 3 weeks. But I thought yesterday was really the first game for Justin Fields that, you know, he won that game throwing the football. And some of the plays he made in the second half, touchdown pass that he throws, kind of fitting it into that space in between the defenders and zone coverage was an awesome throw. And so I thought he was rock solid. I think him working with Arthur Smith, who I played for in Atlanta, kind of understanding how Arthur Smith wants to play, run the football, use some of those QB movements, get some of that play action going. I think he's looked as good as he's looked in his career. I think he's playing with confidence. And really even hearing him talk after the game, I just feel like he's comfortable within his own skin and confident in his own ability. So it was impressive to watch from the Steelers.
So you look on the other side, and I can't help but wonder how Chicago feels right now, seeing how Justin Fields is playing, knowing that they wanted Caleb Williams instead. Back last year, we had guys like DJ Moore saying, oh, I think that Justin Fields is better than any of these guys coming out. Any chance that Chicago regrets making that decision, moving away from Fields and towards Williams?
Probably not as much as you regret it wearing that baseball glove to the game with your dad.
But, that's what I'm talking about.
Aren't you a Braves fan,
Matt? That's what I'm talking about, Matt. That's what I'm talking about.
Braves fan, man. You can't wear the glove to the game. Come on. Anyhow, back to the football. Back to the football. Listen, he's 3 games in, right? Like, let's not overreact to what they're doing. Their offensive line has not played good enough. They played poorly in the first 3 games. They've been ineffective running the football. Caleb's going to continue to get better. He's going to continue to get better. I think it's hard to pass judgment on somebody 3 games into it. We need a bigger sample size. I thought there were times in the game yesterday he did some really good things. There are things to build on as he moves forward. You know, he can't have the careless turnover that he had throwing the interception on the sideline, kind of throwing that ball late to the flat. Ditch the ball away. He's going to figure those things out. I think there's enough positives that I have seen, particularly in the game yesterday, that give me confidence for him moving forward, turning into the player I think the Bears think he can become.
Yeah, man, I want to take a look at that again. I'm glad you brought that up there with him and what he did yesterday, because as I've told people again, he tells us all the time, do not bring a glove, and literally him and Pops, and he tries to blame it on his dad. Remember, you're grown. You brought your own glove.
Yes, I'm going to honor my father. And he says, hey, let's bring it for nostalgia standpoint. I'm going to do
bring Pops into your shenanigans.
Matt, so if you go to the game with your kids, aren't you going to bring a glove?
Absolutely not.
Thank you.
At 6 years old, we're not doing this. We're not doing it. I lie, though. I actually lie. One of my sons, so I took them to a Braves game this past year. One of my sons did bring a glove, so I'm lying about that. Marshall brought a glove. My other son, Johnny, showed up in a full baseball uniform, his own baseball uniform. It was like 105 degrees, so I could get caught on social media, too, with some of the pictures. I'd be lying saying they didn't bring a glove.
Okay, thank you. But
they're 6.
Okay. That's okay.
But they're 6 years old.
That's all right. Look, we're all eating some crow sometimes, and even a lot of us who counted out a certain quarterback in Minnesota right now, Sam Darnold. And Matt, you would agree, a lot of people thought when he was in New York, he would never start again. But so far this season, through 3 games, he's arguably been the best quarterback that we've seen right now, leading the league in touchdowns. Your thoughts on maybe this redemption tour for Darnold so far?
It's been really, really impressive. You know, I had the stat yesterday. There's been 4 quarterbacks in the last 25 years to start 3-0, throw 8 touchdown passes with a new team. And 2 of those guys won Super Bowls with those teams, Matthew Stafford and Kurt Warner with the Rams. And so, you know, he's in a spot where, you know, he's playing really good football. But it's amazing to me, right, you know, as we were just talking about Caleb Williams, it takes time. Sometimes it's a different place. It's a different path for everyone. But Kevin O'Connell, he's done an awesome job with the quarterbacks that have been in that system. And sometimes, you know, I know it from my own experience, there are certain coaches that just clear your head up mentally, you know, and paint this picture for you with the plays that they're calling, with the way that they teach it, that just makes it simpler for you. And it really seems like Kevin O'Connell has done that with Sam Darnold, and he's played really, really well. It helps when you have guys like Justin Jefferson, but he's also doing it with, T.J. Hawkinson out, Jordan Addison out, some of their guys out too. So the way that they have done it has been incredibly impressive. And I know Nate on our show was just giving Sam like a shout out, congratulations, after all of the noise that you heard. And I couldn't agree more. It's been fun to watch, and I'm really happy for Sam.
Yeah, I saw that Darnold show up close and personal when I was working in Charlotte. And speaking of QBs who are maybe exceeding expectations, Malik Willis now 2-0 as a starter in Green Bay. If you're Jordan Love, are you trying to itch back even sooner because you're a little bit worried of how well Willis is playing to make sure you can still get your spot back?
Stop it. Stop. What are we talking about? Listen, I think you talk about great coaches too, and guys that are putting quarterbacks in positions to be successful. I think Matt LaFleur has done that in Green Bay the last 2 weeks. With that last play in the first game of the season down in Brazil, where Jordan's knee gets rolled up on, if you would have told them at that time he's going to miss 2 games and you're going to win both of those and get him back, whether it's this week or next week, you couldn't have asked for a better situation. So I think it's really a credit to what Matt LaFleur has done. It's a credit to Malik Willis going out there and playing. I think they ran the ball extremely effectively in both of those games, dominated the line of scrimmage. But yeah, there's no whispers. I think Jordan Love's going to be back, though. I mean, you saw him warming up pregame. Didn't look great, but another week of rest. It looks like he's itching closer to get back out there, but it's not because of whispers or anything like that. This is Jordan Love's football team.
Willis Lee's maybe auditioning for somewhere else to get a starting opportunity in the future. We'll see about that. And I know you're going to hang with some more, Matt. We have some more football to get to on the other side of the break, and we will keep those things going. Talking a little bit of Saquon Barkley and that energy in New Orleans that was real yesterday. Eagles and Saints with just blow for blow fun, how he propelled Philly to a hard-earned dub when you come back.
To get rid of that football down the middle, it's always dangerous when you throw it high over the middle.
So that would seal the game. You see a lot of talk there for those fans out in Philly. Jalen Hurts and company getting his 10th career game-winning drive in the fourth quarter and overtime. Thumbs down for the fans there. Devontae Smith did leave the game, though, in the fourth quarter with a possible concussion. Did not return to the game. Eagles getting a 3-point dub. And after that, one of the players for the Eagles, of course, is C.J. Gardner-Johnson. He was drafted by the Saints, spent 3 years there in New Orleans, and he is talking all kinds of spice when it comes to his former team.
We knew he was going to give us one all game. Like, everybody want to bait on, they thought they had us on a little 7 route to Olave. Okay, cool, but ain't nothing go over our head all day. Oh, cool, it's cool. It's cool. We got the best secondary, best D-line, best front 7 in the league right now. And I'm popping it. And I'm popping it because at the end of the day, they say we were down and out. They thought about last week. Now look at you now.
That's been the top offense in the league coming into today.
Man, we're in top, top what? Top what? Top what? Top what? Top what? Ain't nothing get over that top from shout out to Slade, shout out to Q, shout out to Vontae, shout out to Reed, shout out to Ringo, shout out to Coach CP, shout out to Coach JK. Hey, man, the best secondary in the league. That's the case.
What'd you have to play through today?
We ain't played through nothing. Played through my teammates. I'm not worried about somebody. Listen, we keep receipts. That's what I told y'all in the locker room. See y'all Sunday. But I told y'all a couple days before, they got rid of me. I ain't get rid of them. It's still in me. It's still tallied on me. I ain't worried.
Crazy talk there from Gardner-Johnson, former Gator, my guy out there. But you see the Eagles. How do you feel about the way that they are able to overcome the adversity, get the win despite all the blows they've had?
Yeah, I mean, it was a gritty win going down there because, offensively, they didn't do much until they got that long run from Saquon, then the crossing route where really the 2 defenders on New Orleans ran into each other and couldn't keep up with Dallas Goedert. So, a gutty win on the road, but their defense played really well. I mean, their defense came out internally. That D-line was just collapsing the center of the pocket on Derek Carr. They did a great job, against the run game. Secondary stepped up, made plays. And so, it's not an easy place to go win. Played down there a ton when I was in Atlanta. Anytime you get the job done on the road in New Orleans, it's well earned, and it was just what they needed. Responding from that loss they had on Monday night to the Falcons, and Saquon specifically responding to that drop that he had at the end of the ball game, and then going out there and playing the way that he did with the 2 touchdowns was impressive.
For the Saints here, Matt, on the flip side, 2 40 burgers in week 1 and week 2. You talk about response here, just 12 yesterday. Is this just a blip on the radar or maybe uh-oh moment for them?
Yeah, I think we were all surprised at their production in the first 2 weeks, right? Like, I don't think anybody would have said preseason that's what we expected. And at the same time, I wouldn't expect them to have the performance that they had yesterday. I think it'll balance out. They'll be somewhere in the middle of that. I do think it's a wide open NFC South. You saw Tampa go down and struggle against Denver yesterday. Atlanta's at 1-2. Carolina's at 1-2. So I kind of expect them to be somewhere in between what they were the first 2 weeks and what they were yesterday.
Matt and Ryan catching up with us on a Monday morning. As always, we appreciate you for your time and always enjoy the football talk.
Thank you, fellas.
Football talk, some baseball talk, some Braves talk, but on Sundays when it comes to Matt and BJ, JB, and the crew, let's just say NFL Today got you locked and loaded at 12 Eastern every Sunday. Always dial into everything. You can catch it right there on CBS.